DC Multiverse! How's it going, super friends? Welcome back to the channel. Today we are going to be reviewing the McFarlane Toys digital Monarch action figure. This guy is a deep cut indeed. Unless, of course, you've been reading comics for 30 years and then you know exactly who this guy is. But if you're someone who is fairly new to DC Comics, you probably don't know who this guy is. The man behind the mask here is actually Hank Hall. It's Hawk from Hawk and Dove. How did he end up becoming a villain? Oh, it's a long story. Just read Armageddon 2001. Just go back and read Armageddon 2001. Find it online somewhere. There is a whole lot of information. It was a great big event, and he was the big bad. Anyway, there's the box. You've been looking at the front of the box. It's all the same as usual for the McFarlane's digital. We have Monarch, DC Countdown. Why is it DC Countdown? Why do they make it from DC Countdown and not Armageddon 2001? And here we have the back of the box with a very nice piece of artwork, although I really do wish it was a classic piece of artwork. Anyway, I'm just going to yoink this guy out of the box and I'll be back in a second. Whoop. So there he is in all of his simplicity out of the package with absolutely zero accessories except for, of course, the trading card that comes with every one of McFarlane's action figures. Real name, Nathaniel Adam. What? What? There was another Monarch? This isn't the classic Oh. I'm sorry, super friends. It appears I have led you astray. Nate Adam becomes the new incarnation of his main adversary, Monarch. He recruits an army to battle the Monitors, but is successfully opposed by a team of alternate Catton atoms. What the... When did this happen? I guess I wasn't reading comics at the time. It does kind of suck that this is not the actual original Monarch, but rather some 2-bit pretender to the throne. And he comes with a digital scratch-off card, as always, as is the case with McFarlane Toys digital figures. Oh yeah, and we can't forget, comes with an action figure base. And just having him up on my spinner showcases how absolutely sick this figure looks. This is a fantastically designed character, and I am not entirely sure, but I don't know if there are any reused parts here or not. Like, what would the base body for this be? Or did they just newly sculpt this guy just to make this deep cut figure? Okay, well, let's take stock. It does appear that this whole torso region here that fits on top of a base body, it appears that that is new. Clearly the shoulder pauldrons are new. The head sculpt is clearly new. The wrist gauntlets here are also clearly new, along with the hands. And the belt and waist area is new. And what I like about this, you've got this piece in the middle, you got this piece on the side. If we follow it all the way around, it goes all the way around to the back here. But then they could have easily just cheaped out and had this connected, and they didn't. It's actually a separate piece here. So you have the blue and you have the gray, and they are their own separate pieces. Then we have his great big gargantuan clodhopper boots. These things are massive. These things are gigantic. You could kick cow patties with these things. They're so huge. And I do believe that along with the rest of the parts that I've mentioned, these are all new sculpts. So I don't know. I can't pronounce that this guy is all completely new, but it seems that way. There's a nice wash on Monarch's belt there. Was it continued around back? No, because they just don't do that kind of thing usually. And I don't know if the camera's really picking it up, but there is a silver wash, or dry brush rather, on top of Monarch's armor here, on his chest and on his shoulder for his shoulder pauldrons. That, of course, was not continued on the back. That's dumb. And really the same brushing that was on the belt is actually on all of his yellow parts, even on his head sculpt, which, by the way, is very simple, but very good. I like this. It seems like they know what they're doing. It seems like they sculpted something here that looks like the source material. Everything is where it's supposed to be. The paint isn't super sloppy, so yeah, no complaints. I do think it's weird that instead of giving him 2 fists, they gave him these 2 hands, like an open hand, and, I mean, a holding something hand. Why? He doesn't come with an accessory, so why does he need to come with a hand that would hold something? Basically, I think that 2 fists would have been a better choice. They would have been more than adequate. For such a big guy, though, I am curious as to how well he is or is not articulated. So, let's start off with the head, as is my custom. And with Monarch's noodle, you will find that it is quite tight. And he's got this piece right here under his chin. It makes it very challenging for him to look down at all, in any way. And looking up, oh my God, pulling hard. I'm just going to say for the head articulation, it's very minimal, like you can turn his head, but really it's pretty much niet. His torso, though, is actually quite well articulated, like back and forth, does very good, along with his waist, and they're both going to be a 360 swivel. He's got the arms that are in the sockets, and there's actually a lot of movement, like a lot of really good movement in there. There's his T-pose, because these pauldrons do get in the way to a point. He's also going to have 360 bicep. He's got double jointed elbows that can crunch up to about there. He has the big gauntlets that get in the way, so you can't expect too much articulation from the guy. I do very much, though. I like the torso for this guy. I like his articulation there. The wrists are rounded hinges, but remember, the big gauntlets are going to get in the way again. Down here, we have his McFarlane-style groin, and it goes out that far, and his clothes don't really get in the way all that much. What about forward? That's forward. And then back, that's what he gets back. Not the greatest. What does he have? Oh, look at that. Now that's actually pretty good. That thigh cut approximation is pretty good. Then we have his double jointed knees, and we have his big rounded, huge rounded hinge ankles and stubby toe articulation. So, pretty cool figure. If you can find this guy, I say pick him up. Don't leave him on the pegs, but bring him home with you. And you can always imagine that this is the original Monarch. This doesn't have to be the newer Monarch. The other guy. The pretender to the throne. Anyway, that is all from me. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you in the next one. Have a DC day, everybody. Bye-bye.